Welcome back to What's New. I'm your host, Chuck Vance, and we are speaking to Steve, who claims to have found a scientific breakthrough for beating the game of Baccarat. Steve, can you tell us a little more?
In the first segment, we discussed the sweet spot of the shoe and how it gave us a mathematical edge over the house. Because if we start playing, it starts off level. When it hits the sweet spot, it's very predictable and there's a big jump in how much we can win. Then it levels off and then it drops like a rock. So if someone were to play the entire shoe, they're subject to the house advantage and you will lose according to that. But if you confine your play to just the sweet spot of the shoe, we actually have an edge over the house because this is the most predictable part of the shoe.
Now, what about the bird?
We also touched on the bird, which is the acronym for Baccarat International Research Data, and how information is sent in by our players around the world on biases that they may have found in certain casinos that give us an extra edge over the house.
Are there many strategies for beating Baccarat?
Yes, there are many. You can bet just one side, like banker or player. You can bet for or against runs. You can bet the old French system, avant-dernier, which has been around for hundreds of years, which literally translates to time before last. And in some sections it's called TBL, or time before last, and it involves just betting whatever the decision before last was, you bet the same thing. There's also reverse avant-dernier, which we call RAD for short.
So how do you know which one to use? Is there a same system that you use at every casino?
No, actually we have 4 professional level systems. And based on the bird, we know which one to use at a particular casino.
So how do you know which strategy to use at any particular casino?
Well, I'm going to reveal a little bit more about one of our best kept secrets, the bird. Every few months, we publish and post the data that we have gathered over the year and for the last couple of months on casinos around the world, showing what happened with the long versus short runs, chops, etc. All the data that can be important, and so that it's easy to determine if the biases that we found in the past are still holding up in the present. And let me give you an example. At one casino in Vegas, betting one of our particular strategies on runs had won 54% of the hands played. In the last 5 months, the lowest monthly winning percentage was 52% and the highest 56%, but never lower than 52%. Now that's a fantastic edge over thousands of hands. Just think of what you could do with information like that. We take the data from the bird, which lists the percentages for each casino on a number of different factors like runs and chops, and analyze it. And this enables us to custom design a specific strategy for each casino that exploits the biases that we've uncovered. The advantage that we have is as good or better than the edge card counters have in blackjack. And while the casinos concern themselves with the card counters, it's easy for us to fly under their radar.
Were you able to use information like that on your last trip to Vegas?
Oh yeah. What I did, I went to one of my favorite casinos, one of the ones that we showed in one of the charts. And before I went downstairs to play, I checked the bird and saw what was very popular to play at that particular casino. Then when I went into the casino, I checked all of the tote boards and wrote it down. It took me all of 5 minutes to see if the current conditions matched what the bird showed for the previous year. And it did on short runs. So that's what I played, and I did extremely well. In fact, at that particular casino where it's averaged 54% on short runs over the year, while I was there, it actually averaged 62%, and I won over 90 units.
That sounds like you had a great trip. Can you sum this all up for us?
Okay, let's review. We've made a major discovery in finding the sweet spot of the shoe, so we know when to bet. And we have a different but simple strategy to use at each casino based on the bird report telling us what side to bet. And when you combine these factors with an intelligent money management plan that we provide, you have a winning method for beating Baccarat.
How difficult is this to learn?
Actually, it's very simple and can be used in almost any casino. And we give online support, and it doesn't require a large bankroll because there are very few drawdowns, and we have a very, very high winning percentage. Here's what some of our players have to say, and these are reproduced exactly as received. No corrections for spelling or grammar.
Well, the obvious question is, if this is so good, why do you have to sell it?
Well, actually, there are two reasons. First, we need to get more players into our bird network. The more players we have, the greater the advantage. And secondly, I've got a big ego. I admit it. I want my contributions to Baccarat to go down in history along with Thorpe and Revere's contributions to blackjack.
Well, this sounds like a really great opportunity for our viewers to get in on the ground floor of something really revolutionary.
Yeah, you might think of this as a Baccarat revolution. Imagine what it would have been like in the early days of blackjack to be there when you could count cards against a single deck dealt to the end. Well, those days are gone forever. However, we now have almost the same opportunity with Baccarat, and without even counting cards.
Now, is there a downside to this?
Well, okay, yeah, there is some bad news, and this course just isn't for everyone. It's not for anyone looking for a get-rich-quick system, compulsive, undisciplined gamblers, anyone who can't follow simple instructions, and above all, anyone on a casino watch list.
Now, as the word begins to spread, do you think the demand for this course is going to increase?
Oh, I think it's going to increase significantly.
What do you base that on?
Well, Baccarat is fast becoming one of the most popular games in the casino because of the low house percentage. And when I first offered this program to a couple of groups who knew my reputation based on my research and everything, it sold out immediately. When I came out with the second volume, which was on playing online against live dealers, 80% of those that bought my first manual bought the second. About a year later, when I developed the pro methods, 90% of those that bought the pro methods. So why? Because a very simple reason. They're winning with it.
So what exactly are you offering?
Well, what I'm offering is unprecedented since the introduction of card counting in blackjack. Now, with that being said, the window of opportunity is not going to be open long. Time is definitely a factor because we're going to limit the number of players that we will initially accept into our bird network. And people who join will be required to sign a non-disclosure agreement and be licensed to use these methods in the casinos. Once we get a sufficient number of people in our bird network, the price of the manuals is going to increase significantly in order to limit the number of players in the field.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the 3 manuals that are available?
Advanced Baccarat Concepts, or ABC1. This manual covers the basic method, including the sweet spot, betting method, money management, side selection, and recent updates. For the casual player, this provides enough powerful information to play at any brick-and-mortar casino. Advanced Baccarat Concepts ABC number 2 is basically for playing online and contains a section called Income for Life. This manual is devoted to playing online against live dealers. It contains some additional betting strategies exclusive for online play. Now, this is a great opportunity for anyone who does not live close to a casino. You can play from the comfort of your own home, and this includes updated information on best places to play online at casinos featuring live dealers. The manual also contains Income for Life, a financial plan which shows you step by step how to start with a small bankroll and set a monetary goal for retirement or to supplement your present income. And finally, the Pro Manual, the crown jewel, a supplement to ABC1 and ABC2, which provides 5 new professional-level methods that are custom designed for specific casinos. These methods have exceeded the great results we had with ABC1. The manual is the only one that entitles you to receive the monthly updates from the Bird, giving you valuable information on the biases we found in casinos around the world and how to exploit them. This is the one I use myself, both online and in brick-and-mortar casinos. Now, you must have ABC1 at the very least in order to purchase the Pro. Now, I would advise you to take advantage of these combination offers. You can get ABC1 and ABC2 both for only $5.97 and save about $100. Or you can get ABC1 and the Pro both for only $5.97, again saving about $100. Or you can get all 3 bound in one volume, a total of almost $1,200 worth of material, all for only $697. Now, these prices include standard shipping, but if you want priority mail, just add $10. Here's what you need to do next. Click on the link below to order one or all 3 courses. Then you will automatically have access to me for any additional help you may need. Now, I look forward to working with you and welcome you into our select group. Order today, and you could be winning tomorrow.
On behalf of my guests, Steve and myself, I'm Chuck Vance. Thank you for joining us on What's New.